we started seeing a val, var, and we started seeing some example on that, right? What will happen if I declare as a var, and if we started seeing if I declare as a val, right? So what else we have seen in the last class? What else we have seen in the last class?
Types of variables.
So different type of variables. So there are three type of variables. There are three type of variables. So can anyone tell me what are they? So one is the fields, one is the fields, other one is the parameters, other one is the local variables, right? Yes or no? So what is the fields? What is the fields? Guys, what is the fields?
Field- Fields are variables.
Go ahead. Okay. So local variables are like local variables, right? Okay, so to declare any, and also we have seen type inference. So not like yesterday we have specifically seen it is from the day one we are seeing the type inference. So while declaring our variables, you can declare in the different ways. Like while you can specify the data type, or you can also no need to define the any data type. It will automatically recognize this. That's called type inference. And also we have also has seen that there is something called type safe or statistically typed, right? So to declare any variable or to declare any value, so we have something called data type, correct? We have something called data type. So how what are the data types are there in Scala, and what are the data types Scala supports? What are the data types are there in Scala, and what are the data types it supports, right? So in Scala there are a couple of data types as similar as Java. As similar as Java, it also has a different kind of data types, and let's see what are they. So are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Scala also has similar kind of data types as like Java has. So we have I'll just very highly explain that, then I'll take you through the hierarchy. It's like I can say it's not only data type hierarchy, it is completely Scala hierarchy. So let me take you through that, and before that let me explain the data types, and let me increase my, you know, okay, or else I'll create a new one. Yeah, okay. Scala data types. So Scala also, and one more thing, each and everything in the Scala is an object. We already know that, right? Each and everything in Java Scala is an object. Either it's a function, either it's a data type, either it is an operation. Each and everything, whatever it returns, is an object in Scala, right? So in this case, what are the data types it supports, and what they are, space allocation, whatever it is. So we have here the similarly like Java, we have a byte, we have a byte, we have a short, we have a int, we have a float, we have a double, we have a long, and what else? Float, long, double, right? And these are all the numeric number type. These are the number type. And coming to characters, we have a char, and we have something called string. Strings are direct taken from the directly taken from the Java. Okay, the strings are directly taken from the Java. And Boolean. The space allocation and all, we already know that. So what are the space, and how byte is 1 byte, short is 1 bit, in short is 2 bytes, int is 4 bytes, float is 8 bytes, double is 16 bytes, and long also 16 bytes, right? These are the spaces which you know. Character is a single character, and a string is an object, and a boolean is a true or false, right? So these are the data types supports by a Scala. So how we declare the data types? So we already know that, we have seen in the on a couple of sessions. So let me show you one more time here. So we will declare whether it's a variable or we'll declare whether it's a variable or a value, and we will specify that. And variable name, when you want to specify the data type, we'll use the colon after the variable name colon, and we're specifying the type of the data. It is type of the data is list. It's like a data type. We'll specify the data type. So int, and your assignment is as similar as Java. Assignment is as similar as Java. So if you want to specify val, okay, so you may have a doubt. Okay, fine. Scala is a type inference, right? When I declare a variable x equal to 10 and variable z equal to, okay, let me declare as a type inference where x equal to 10, it's taken as a integer, where y equal to 3. So when I do x by y, why it is giving 3? We already know that it's like a numeric, right? Both are integers. If you start dividing by integer, it will not take the decimal part. But I want the decimal part. So how will I take the decimal part when I want? You have to divide by a decimal part, right? Let's look at in this case where x equal to 10.0. Look at guys here. Now it's become a double where y equal to 3. So y is already declared. So let me do now x by y. Now look at this. Now look at this. This is one case. Now look at here where x equal to 10, where y equal to 3.0. Okay. Now if I do x by 3, sorry, x by y. Look at guys here. What does it mean? If in a variable or in a value, if any one of the value is a double or a different type, and if you are dividing or if you are doing an operations by using that values, it will gives you a a double type of value. So what I'm trying to explain here, irrespective of x or y, so if it's any one of the value is a double type, that value will be the result, the final result will be double type. Is that clear to everyone? Is that clear to everyone? Okay, so let me take this. Put it here, so it will help for. I'll share this document everyone. Okay, so okay, now so try to understand from a few keywords like Java. In Java also we have a different ways of writing a code, right? We have a blocks and we have a functions and we have a we have a classes, right? I mean the way we write a code. So here also we have something called blocks. Look at here. Here also we have a block. What is a block? What is a block? I want to write a code in the I want to write a code. If you write a code, if you write a code, if you write a code in the curly braces, if you write a code in the curly braces, if you write a code like this, that will call as a block. Correct? Block of statements. What will call? Block of statements. Even in Scala also we have a block of statements. So how we'll write a block of statements? We have our methods, right? We have our methods, right? Inside the method declaration you can write, or let's look at this. Let's say I have a map method. Okay, let's say I have a map method. I'm doing some operation here. I'm doing some operation here. Okay, I can write like this block of statements. I can do like this, a block of statements. I can write a block of statements, right? So here's a simple example is there. Look at this simple example in the block. In the println, I'm doing some operation. This is the block of statements. I'm doing some operation. I'm started returning the value. Look at here. Println. In this println, I'm writing some block of code. I'm writing some block of code. You can use the enter keyboard. Okay, so it's actually written. Okay, it allows you to. It will give you a pipe symbol since it is like it is the pipe symbol represent that complete line is a single line. It's kind of a line breaker, line break. Okay, so here we can say var x 10. You can say x equal to, you can do any operation, x plus 10, and you can just return x, you can just return x, then you can close your function and close your method. Look at here, look at here, 20 has print. This is block of statements. This is block of statements, right? And similarly we have, look at here, functions. It's too sensitive, new the laptop. Functions. So what is a function? The functions are like an expressions. The functions are like an expressions where Look at this. I'll just make use of this. Look at here. So I didn't declare any name for it. I didn't declare for any return type for it. I just declare a open parenthesis and close parenthesis. I just passed I just declare a variable. If it gets any variable, it's kind of, we'll call it as a lambda expression. Okay. So what is a lambda expression? The lambda expression is something like, it will take in a method, in one method, or in one function, I can say, in one function, if you are taking another function as an argument. Look at here. I have something called map, or flat map, whatever the operations, transformations I'll call. So I'm just showing you a simple example here. Let's take a map. Inside the map, and you are doing another, you are writing another function. A function, it's actually, it will treat it as another function. Let's say this is a function, and this is treated as another function. This is called anonymous function. This is called anonymous function, right? It's not an expression, it is an anonymous function. But here we can call as an expressions. We can also call as an expression. So functions are like an expressions. Look at here. The functions are like an expressions that takes in a parameter. Anonymous functions. There won't be any name for it. There won't be any name for it. Look at here. So this symbol will call rocket. This symbol will call rocket. So before this rocket, what are the variable we declare, or what are the parameter it is there. Using that parameter, we can do any operations or any expressions after the right hand side of the rocket. Right? We can do any operation, or we can do any expression. We can evaluate it. We can evaluate it. Look at here a simple example. Another one. What I have done here, I'm doing something, a lambda expression. The resulted I'm putting into one, add one. Let's say now, if I do add one of 10, if I do add one of 10, it's become a 11. What is happening actually? This anonymous function, this is an anonymous function to pass a parameter. Whatever the result whatever the result you are getting, that I'm putting into add one. But this add one acting as a function. The add one acting as a function. Right? Let me show you this now. What is this add one? It is a lambda expression. It is acting as a function. Are you guys able to follow what I'm trying to explain here? Look at guys here. And you can take add and parenthesis. You can do any expression like this. So what is this? This is an anonymous function. This is anonymous function. Look at here. I don't have any function name here, but still I'm able to pass two parameters. I'm able to do some expressions here. So I just need to do, it'll give me 20. It'll give me 20. Okay, these are all called functions. Then what is the difference between methods? Methods, you will declare using def. You will use the keyword called def, and you will be having a proper method name, and you will be having a proper method name, and you will be having a proper type of variables, and you can have a proper return type. Or if you by default in Scala, whatever the last expression, that's the return type. Look at here. Whatever the last expression, last statement of the method. Sorry guys. So last expression, or last expression of the method is a return type. Look at here. I have declared a I have declared a method by using a def keyword. By using a def keyword. Now let's look at here. It returns me. It returns me value. Okay. Here, if you look at here, it is a function. It is a method. I can say it is a method which has a proper. Which will take a two parameters, and the return type is int. The return type is int. Int is a data type. Let's look at the hierarchy of hierarchy of Scala. Okay, we have a hierarchy of Java, right? The parent class is object, and everything is derived from the object, right? And we will be having I mean different kind of hierarchy. If you go with exceptions, you have a throwable, then exceptions, some exception, then runtime exceptions, errors, right? If you go with the collection, you have a iterable, and you have you have iterator, and you have a collection, and inside the collection you have a set collection, list collection, and you have a queue, right? You have a different kind of hierarchy, right? Here also similar, the Scala also has a one hierarchy. Scala also has a hierarchy. That hierarchy start with the any. The hierarchy start with any. Any. The hierarchy start with the any. What is that any? What is the any? What does it mean? It says that any type. It says that any type, anything. Like we have an object in Java, right? We have an object in Java. So what is an object? It's a parent class of all Java classes, right? Here also any is a parent class of all the objects in Java, in Scala, all the classes in Scala, all the classes in Scala. From any, there are two subclasses. There are two subclasses. One is any value, for value type of, for a value type of data, I mean classes, and there is one more class, any reference. We have another one, any reference, any references, any type of objects, any type of objects. We'll call them as a, we'll call them as a any reference. So reference type of objects. So these are for the value type of, this is for the reference type. These are the value type, and these are the reference types. And here we have a numeric type, we have a numeric type and non-numeric type, right? Look at here, the same hierarchy, and the rest of the things we will see later. The class and case class, these things are there. We will talk about that later when we are talking about triads, all these things. Look at here the data types. And boolean, byte, one byte is nothing but 8 bits, short 2 bytes, character, int, long, float, double, string. And these are the your any is the, any is the parent, and any value is the subclass of any, and any reference is the, any reference is the reference type, for the reference type. So all your Scala, byte, short, int, long, float, everything is comes from the any value, and it has the, I mean it is not too different. They all comes under they all comes under they all comes under any value only. You don't assume that this is a subclass hierarchy. No, this is not actually subclass hierarchy. Here I was a little lazy to do like this. Okay, so it is something like, it is something like, it should come like this. Actually, where you'll have a one called double, float, I mean whatever you start up. Yeah, it's a Scala dot double, guys. But since it is a Scala type, well, it's not Java. It is a Scala type dot. and you have unit also a type of unit also a type of data type, but it does nothing. It returns nothing. It returns nothing. Okay. Next, boolean. Next, char. Actually I could have do it different way. Char. Okay. These are any references. I'll keep it in separately. It is- let me say any reference is completely a reference data types. Completely reference data types, like not data types, I can say references, like your list, your string is directly from Java. String is directly from Java. So or any other Java classes, other Scala classes, and you can have a sequence also. Here there is something called sequence also type of class here. So for the sequence type of sequence numbers, look at here, you have a sequence. I mean that hierarchy didn't explain here. List, sequence, map, they all comes under any reference type. So here, why there is a reason here why I have written like this. So we have something called typecasting. We have something called typecasting. Do you guys remember how we have a typecasting in Java? Similarly, we have a typecasting in here as well. So all your bytes can easily convert into short. Look at here how it will look at here how it will be. I have declared var x, let me say var b for the byte byte has been declared. Byte has been declared. So now this byte can easily assign into what data type? Short, right? Look at here. Your byte is automatically casted or converted into short. The short value can be converted into int, right? We already know that we have seen this typecasting thing, so we're really not required to explain each and every point here. So your byte easily cast into auto. It's kind of auto casting, or I can say implicit casting, right? So your byte can cast into short. The short can cast into integer. Integer can be cast into long. Long can be float. Float can be a double. And the other one is, so why we have written like this, the hierarchy, to show you the hierarchy from the bottom to top. And if your character can cast into integer. So how it will cast into integer? Can anyone tell me how it will cast into integer? I have declared a var char, which is a char character type. Now if I keep this into int, if I assign to in, what will happen? Is it a valid statement? Is it a valid statement? Then what is the value it came? 83. What is that 83? What is that 83, guys? ASCII code. ASCII code, correct, right? If you try to convert, even Java also same, if you're trying to put your characters into integer, if you try to put your characters into integer, it will take it as a your ASCII values. You'll take it as a ASCII value, right? So along with these data types and the hierarchy, you have something called nothing. You have something called nothing. You have something called nothing. It's a subclass of all the classes, and you have something called null. We know that what is a null, right? Nothing is no value, nothing, no values is no value is defined for that. Okay, so we will see that what is the nothing and what type of expressions we will use and where we'll use that. So null, we know that if you don't have any value in that, if you didn't assign any value for your object type, by default it will go as a null. So we know that null references, right? So now let me show you how that any works, and how, I mean, we all know that how the double, float, long and all they works, right? Right? So let's see how any works. I mean, how will I assign the value into any? How will I assign the values into any? So I'm not completely showing the casting thing, since we already seen in Java. So we already know in Java, so I'm not showing that. Let me show this. Let me show this. Look at here, any type. Look at here, I'm defining any of a list of any. I mean, I'm creating here list. Here I'm creating a list of any. It means list of any value. So what is this list of any? Why it is list of any? Let's look at here. Let's look at here. What does it mean? What's happening here? Here it is happening such a way that it is not a specific data types. It is a combination of all the data types. It is a combination of all data types and functions also. It has a combination of all the type. It has a function also. Anything. It can be anything. That's what I'm trying to say. It can be anything. Now here the string is there, and you have an integer value, and you have a character, you have a boolean. This bracket represents anonymous function, right? We just see in the previous, right? So it means the list contains heterogeneous type of variables or values along with the function. I mean, I can say heterogeneous objects. So can you tell me, by seeing this, can you tell me, is it a specific data type? No, it can be anything, right? Now, this is a way of declaring the list, so not to worry about it. So when we are discussing about the collections, I'll show the list and sequence or how set and map there works. But this is other way of declaring it. Okay. Now I want to get the first value of the list. In Java, normally we'll pass the square brackets, but here we will pass a curly braces, sorry, parenthesis. We'll pass a index number in the parenthesis, like this. It gives a string. What is the return type of this? What is the return type of that? Any. Let me do list of 1. It's also any. So let's try to do one thing. Dot, since it is integer, right? Why can't I convert into int? So to convert into int, you have something called toInt. So let me show you what are the functions are supported here. If you use a tab twice, if you press tab twice, it will show you the supported. After the dot operations, it shows you supported operations or supported functions, functions on top of this that variable. Here you have a placeholder. We'll talk about that. Hash code, get class, formatted, equals, and these are all there where from your any class. from your any class. These are all coming from where? From any class. From any, these functions are by default already it's giving you the any class is giving this type of these functions, right? Let's try to look at here. I'm trying to convert into 2int, but I do not have 2int is defined in the any class. I do not have 2int is defined into any class. Let's see the same one. I will declare. It's too sensitive actually. Let me use a mouse. What happened, guys? This 2int is not defined in a the 2int is not defined in a any class. Let's try to do the same thing with a string. Since I have a string here, since I have a string here, I can convert into string. I can convert into string. So I can do one thing here, where s equal to list of 1 dot toString. Now my s become a string data type which has the 732 is the value. I can do now s dot toString. Sorry, toInt, toInt. What does it mean? It means your any is a type of or a class which will internally has equals and hash code and to string format get class. These are the methods are available in your any class, and these are all plus and this rocket symbol equal is like your comparing the not references. Okay, it's something different from the Java. It's also compares the content, not the references. We'll all see that as in the when we're declaring about when we're talking about operators. Any doubt till here? Any doubt till here?
So Ravi,
Yeah.
so the toInt method initially it gave error because it was already int. That's why it gave the error, right?
No. It is a any type. Look at here. Any type.
Okay.
So any type does not have a toInt method in it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Later, why it is giving you? I have converted into string. Your
Into string. Okay.
string has toString. By using toString, I convert into string. So if a string has any type.
Right.
So that's the reason it was supported.
And we can use in this shortcut key like 2i, 2 in the
No,
last you
no,
made
no,
it
no. It's not shortcut. No, no, I'm not making use it. So like a Linux, when you press a tab, right, it will show you the
okay.
following. I mean, which start with actually it is start with 2i.
Oh, okay.
2i start with there are the two index sequence, two int, two iterable, two iterator. Who start with the I 2i,
Okay, okay. Yeah, right.
and if you are using Eclipse, when you press Control space, it will show you the available functions with that, right? Similarly here, same thing here.
Sure.
Any other doubts? Yeah.
Nothing. I was just checking.
Okay. Any other doubts, guys? Let's see the new guys who are not from Java programming background. Ashwini, Bharat.
Virat,
Yeah.
can you give me what is the lambda expression for only functions with you?
Yeah, lambda expressions we'll talk in the detail. Okay, lambda expression is actually we'll call a function which will take another function. That we'll call as a lambda expression. The function will take another function as a parameter. That's actually a lambda expression. We'll talk about that in the proper functions when we are talking about transformations. We have a different kind of transformations. Okay, like a
Mhm.
map, a flat map, and we have these transformations when we're talking about reduce by. When you're talking about these transformations, I will surely explain you that.
Okay, okay, Virat.
Yeah. Any other doubt? Let me ask. Who is Mintu? Who is this Mintu? Who is this guys? Nagesh, Praveen, Shankar. Okay, I think. Who is this Mintu? Can anyone tell me? I mean,
Virat Shankar.
Shankar. Okay, okay, Shankar. No, that is okay. You only. Okay, fine, no problem. No, that is Shankar, but there is some name who someone Mintu. Okay, fine, no problem. Okay, so these are the data types, and while declaring a variables, I want to declare a multiple values. I want to declare a multiple variables. How will I declare the multiple variables? How will I declare a multiple variables? We'll talk more detail about it. Okay, let's say where where I want ID, comma name, comma salary. I want to declare multiple variables like this, and I want to assign the values respectively. ID is 101, name is Veera, Sal I'll say 100.0 or 100.50. Now, how it looks? Will it look like a record? Will it look like a record? Yes or no, guys? One record, right? Look at here. Multiple variables I declare at a time. When I say ID, it's given me. When I say name, it's given me. When I say Sal, it's given. It means I'm creating a multiple variables at a time. Multiple variables at a time, right? So instead of that, there is another way of doing this same. Val t equal to, let me declare the same thing. What we will call this? Tuple, right? So it is a tuple. In this tuple, what I'm trying to do here, I am creating a single variable with a different type of values. With a different type of values. A single variable with a heterogeneous type of variables. If I go with array, what is array? Collection of variables with the same data type. Collection of variables with the same data types, right? If I have a different data types, can I keep them in a array? Yes, no.
Ira,
Yes. Yeah.
if you can make a array of any object type, right?
Mm-hmm.
Any type,
Mm-hmm.
then you can put, right?
So array of in then now let's say in that case I want ID value. What will I get? Will I get any type? Will I get a individual type?
Any type you will get, but you have to type first to get it.
Again, you have to typecast it. How will you typecast it? You have to convert into string, then you have to convert it.
Yeah.
Why should I do that? So there may be some cases where I may miss doing a typecast. Again, I may end up with the cannot cast exception, right? I can
Yes.
end up with the cast exception, right? But if I go with a
Yes.
tuple,
You can always put it like this.
right? So it is a type inference. Now, how to access this? Okay, Ravi, if you're showing in the multiple variable declaration, you have defined ID, name, and values. By using ID, name, or respective variable names, you are accessing the values of the group of variables, or I can say values of the record. Now, if you are declaring as a single variable here, and you are declaring a couple heterogeneous of values or different type of values, how will I get the value here? I want to get the salary, only salary. Does it have anything like a salary here? Does it have anything called salary here? No, I do not have salary. But I have something here. Look at here, underscore one, underscore two, underscore three. What is that? They are they are indexes. When I go with array, the indexes start from the 0, but when I go with a tuple, tuple or tuple, whatever you call, so it gives me, why this, one second guys, again same problem. Yeah. So when I go with this, can use underscore 3. When I press enter, it returns me my salary. It returns me a salary. Okay, someone is unmute and they are, yeah, please mute if you are not talking. Anyway, I have muted everyone. Please, one second, guys. I'm just muting everyone and I'm just sending a message to Mintu. Who is that? Okay, done. Now here, by using this indexes underscore number, let's say Ravi, you have created 3 variables. Let's say I'm going to create 4. I'm going to create 4. Some other value, something else. Qualification. Qualification I added. Now I want to make it T1. I want to make it T1. Okay. Oh, sorry. It is a string, right? It's a string. Okay. Now, when I say T1 dot, press now this time I got underscore 1, underscore 2, underscore 3, underscore 4. What is this? So based on the number of values in the your parentheses, we'll call tuple 2, tuple 3, tuple 4, tuple n, tuple 1. So the first one is tuple 3. The second one is tuple 2. The third one is, the tuple 3, tuple 4. It means 4 values are there. It means 2 values are there. It means 3 values are there. That's the meaning of that. That is the meaning of that. Okay, but it's really not look good, right? So if I have so many values, I need to every time I need to access through every time I need to access through every time I need to access through a specific underscore and index position. But it's really not a good idea to do that, right? So instead of that, as I shown you before, we have something called multiple variables where you can define the data type also, guys, where you can do like this. String. where you can define. So anyway, it will type infer, but if you don't want to do that, it will take automatically. And qualification. Sorry, something went wrong here. This is not colon. This should be comma. String. Now you can assign the values directly here. You can say 1 ABC, comma, the 100.00, or you just give 100. What will happen? Let's see. It says type infer. Will it type infer, or it will take a double? We'll see that. Retake. BTech, MTech, whatever it is. What happened? What is the error it is saying? Variable must start with a lowercase. Okay, we didn't talk about that, how to declare what type of what are the qualified names for the variables. We didn't discuss about it, right? We'll discuss in the next class tomorrow. What happened to this? Yeah. So I have declared as a double, but I'm passing value as int. What it is telling? Incompatible pattern what you have specified, right? So actually I want to show this. That's the reason I have assigned like that. So it is telling that it is incompatible. It is incompatible since it is a type infer. It is expecting. So normally in Java, if you declare as a double and you pass as only 100, internally it will converts into a double format, right? And it will take the .00. But here, since I have specifically specifying my data type and I'm passing integer type of value, which is not accepting. So let's go ahead and say here .0. Now it is get created. And by using a variable names, those variable names, you can directly access the all of the parameters. What are the parameters you are passing in a record? This is a record. Is this clear to everyone? We will see more operations on the tuple tomorrow. So I'll be showing you how type inference will work in type of array. Okay, with the type of array. Let's say I have an array with a let me give a simple example. I have an array with 1, this, 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 and this. What will happen in this case, guys? So what it became? I think because I was asking the same question. It became any type. Right? So we'll all see all these things, and let's assume that I don't have like this. Let me var int rr integer type of array, which I'm going to show you now here. Array I have 100, comma, yes. Now guys, tell me what will be the type of this? What is the type of int arr? What is the type of int arr? What is the return value? Not return value. What after type inferring? After type inference, what will be my int arr type? Can anyone tell me quickly, guys? Int arr.
Any val type.
Sorry.
Any val.
No.
Any val type. Any val.
Look at now.
Character type.
what did happen? It became a integer type. Why? Since typecasting, typecasting, it is easily cast into your character into int. But here I cannot cast. Why? Because I have a different type. One is a string is there, one is a boolean is there, one is a character is there, one is so I don't know which type I need to cast it. But here when I declare which can be cast, which can easily cast, it is get casted into int. If I take a same data type here, tell me what will be the return type of this. Now tell me what is the return type of this.
Double, sir.
Double.
It's a double. Since your 100 can easily int can be easily cast into double. So this is what I was showing in the typecasting, right? So we will see more examples of that tomorrow in the tomorrow class. So that's it for today. If you guys have any doubts, please ask me. Else we can leave for the day.